No matter how the game changes, football fans will always have a traditional idea about the role of a fullback. Defend the area, support the wingers, and put some occasional crosses here and there. Well, this has completely changed. A fullback is now required to have a top-notch technical ability to help with the build-up phase, surpass the opponent's pressing structure, and even play a crucial role in the final third. And do you know which player performs this role to the highest level? It's the boy who went from a completely unknown youngster to one of the best, if not the best in his position, Trent Alexander-Arnold. However, the 24-year-old fullback didn't have the best of seasons during the 2022-2023 campaign, so he was doubted and even ridiculed by opposition fans. So how did Trent rise to the top before crashing down and becoming a weak spot in the Liverpool lineup, to then changing his game and becoming a vital cog in Jurgen Klopp's new-look system? Well, this is the redemption of Trent Alexander-Arnold. Trent Alexander-Arnold was born in West Derby, Liverpool on October 7, 1998. He and his two brothers, Tyler and Marcel, grew up in the area close to Liverpool's training grounds. This was the first sign that Trent would go on and become a Red. Like nearly every kid growing up in Liverpool, Trent spent hours kicking a football with his brothers. He first attended St Matthew's Catholic Primary School before enrolling in St Mary's College in Crosby. This is where Trent got the opportunity to make the best out of his football kicking hobby. In 2004, Liverpool Football Club hosted a half-term camp for a number of pupils from Trent's school. To his luck, the 6-year-old was invited to participate in the camp, which was the first steps towards stardom. Arnold's ability on the ball was spotted by the academy coach, Ian Barrigan, who saw the boy as a future talent that should not be missed. He subsequently approached Trent's parents, offering their son the opportunity to join the Liverpool Academy. T, as some call him, started to train with the academy 2 to 3 times a week in various positions. His versatility, technical ability, and calmness on the ball were all impressive for a young boy his age. Trent was the best player in every youth team he played in, which resulted in him being picked to be a mascot and walking out with Liverpool players to Anfield before games. Trent's ability on the ball wasn't his only trait. He was as professional as they come, calm, and had a sense of leadership from a young age. This saw him captain the under-16s and under-18 squad under coach Pep Lijnders. The young Scouser played most of his youth career as a wide midfielder, but he was converted to a right-back as he rose through the ranks. This was the position in which Trent thrived the most. At 16, he was deemed the next big thing coming out the Liverpool Academy. His performances were picked out by the Reds legend Steven Gerrard, who tipped the player to have a successful career in his autobiography. It's safe to say that Stevie G got this one right. Arnold's rapid development, mature character, and of course footballing ability earned him his first selection to Liverpool's senior squad in the build-up to the 2015-16 season. He was called up by Brendan Rodgers to take part in Liverpool's pre-season tour in the United States and eventually made his unofficial debut in the tour's final friendly game against Swindon Town. This was followed up by him signing his first professional contract when he turned 17 in October 2015. A year later, Arnold featured more regularly for the first team in the 2016-2017 pre-season tour. With a lack of quality in Liverpool's right-back position, Trent was expected to make his debut anytime during that season. That eventually happened as Jurgen Klopp handed Trent his official debut in the EFL Cup 4th round game against Tottenham. After his debut, Arnold was rewarded with a new long-term contract and then started Liverpool's next EFL Cup game against Leeds. He ended up winning the game's Man of the Match award after registering his first assist for the club. By the end of the 2016-17 season, Arnold finished the campaign with 12 appearances for Liverpool across all competitions and was named the club's Young Player of the Season. The following 2017-18 season was when Arnold really took off. After Nathaniel Klein suffered a severe back injury, Arnold got to rotate with Joe Gomez for the right-back position. On August 15, 2017, he scored his first goal from a free kick against Hoffenheim in the Champions League playoff round. This made him the third youngest player to score on his European debut for Liverpool after Michael Owen and David Farklow. Despite having a rough spell during the season, especially after the dominant performance Marcus Rashford put against the right-back at Old Trafford, Trent picked himself up and went on to reach the Champions League final against Real Madrid and became the youngest Liverpool player to start in a Champions League final game. Arnold finished the campaign with 3 goals and 2 assists in 33 appearances across all competitions. He also finished as runners-up to Matthias de Ligt for the Golden Boy Award. If you think that's impressive, you're not ready for what Arnold achieved during the following season. After a series of impressive performances, Trent officially made the right-back position his own, removing any doubt in Klopp's head about recruiting another player in that position. In February 2019, Trent became the the youngest player to record 3 assists in a single Premier League game after he set up Sadio Mane twice and Virgil van Dijk once in a 5-0 win over Watford. Later during the 2018-19 season, he equalled the Premier League record for the most assists by a defender in a season. Jurgen Klopp turned to Liverpool into a dominant force during that campaign. Their relentless press and constant pressure made it hell for their opponents. This aggressive style of play wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for both Arnold and Robertson playing as the team's fullbacks. Liverpool's relentlessness saw them achieve a historic comeback after trailing 3-0 in the first leg of the Champions League semi-final game against Barcelona. They eventually won 4-0 in the return game after Arnold delivered the iconic corner-taken-quickly assist. The Reds lifted the Champions League trophy after beating Tottenham in the final. Arnold became the youngest player to start in 2 successive finals. If you think that was enough for the young right-back, then you were absolutely wrong. The 2019-20 season saw Liverpool win their first league title in 30 years and their first in the Premier League era. Trent played a crucial role in this achievement as he featured in all 38 league games, scoring 4 goals and registering 13 assists. In the 2020-2021 season, Liverpool failed to defend their league title. Arnold's performances dipped midway through the season, especially after being omitted from Southgate's England squad for the 2022 FIFA World Cup qualification. Still, Arnold played a crucial part in helping Liverpool to finish in the top 4, especially with his assist to Alisson Becker against West Bromwich Albion in the 94th minute. The following campaign, Arnold featured 47 times across all competitions, scoring 2 goals and assisting 19 times. That's a number even midfielders failed to reach. He helped Liverpool reach the Champions League final, which they lost again to Real Madrid. He finished second behind Manchester City in the Premier League. Still, he managed to lift a domestic double after winning the EFL Cup and FA Cup after beating Chelsea in both finals. This takes us to the recent 2022-2023 season. You'd expect that Arnold and Liverpool would keep delivering on the same level, but unfortunately for the Reds that wasn't the case. Liverpool started the season positively after winning the FA Community Shield by beating Manchester City, with Arnold drawing the game's first blood. However, due to poor squad planning, exhaustion and injuries, it is safe to say that Liverpool had a horrible season. 4-1 against Napoli, 5-2 against Real Madrid, 3-1 against Brentford, 3-0 against Brighton, 3-0 against Wolves, and 4-1 against City. These are all defeats that Liverpool suffered throughout the campaign, ultimately leading them to crash out of all competitions and not qualify for the Champions League next season. Arnold was heavily criticised for his performances as he was deemed a not good enough defender. His reoccurring mistakes of not tracking back, leaving forwards unmarked, and even misplacing passes at times made people question his ability to exceed the levels he reached before. Some even described the right back as the weak piece in Jurgen Klopp's plans, and other club supporters found it an opportunity to ridicule the player. Arnold's performances have indeed dipped, but it wasn't his sole fault. Liverpool's system wasn't functioning as well as it should be, and the midfield was overrun week in, week out by opposition players. Thiago, Fabinho, James Milner and Naby Keita were all unable to perform to their best, either due to injuries or because they could no longer physically keep up. This forced Jurgen Klopp to tweak things to save the season, and he nearly did so after Liverpool went undefeated for the last 8 games of the campaign. This improvement in performances and results came after Klopp converted Arnold into an inverted fullback, which meant that Trent had more freedom to drop into midfield, see more of the ball and play further up the pitch. This brought back more creativity in Liverpool's style of play, with Arnold utilising his passing range more centrally to open up the channels for his forwards. In his early days, Arnold showed his creativity in the final third, but in his new position he started to influence games from deeper areas by controlling the build-up tempo and splitting opposition defences with his passing range. Such a switch in his position proved to be a turning point in Arnold's career as he started to perform back to his best. With Liverpool now addressing their midfield issues by bringing in players like Alexis Mac Allister and Dominic Szoboszlai this summer, the Reds are expected to be back next season, especially if they suffer no unfortunate injuries. And with Arnold's new inverted role, we should expect a great season by both player and his club. What are your thoughts on Trent Alexander-Arnold, and are you expecting him to reach greater heights this season? Yes or no? Let me know down there in the comment section below. That does bring us to the end of today's video. If you enjoyed, please do consider subscribing to the channel for more footballing content. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.